Greetings. I'm listening.
Good to meet you.
I've been expecting you.
For the good.
You come get the voodoo.
Hey there. And you are?
Light be with you.
You come to consult the spirits?
Welcome to Orgrimmar. Have you come to serve the Horde?
Shiny. Sail here. Me buy and trade. What?
Sail here, me buy and trade. What?
Hello and welcome to Control Alt WoW, the podcast for those of us who love World of Warcraft, even in Classic, and love making many alts. I'm Aprillian, your host, and today is Monday, October 7th, 2019, and this is episode 634 entitled Virtual Tickets. I'm with me are my two awesome co-hosts. Hello, Constructs. How are you?
I'm feeling fantastic. It's been a good week. Staycation week, so lots and lots of WoW.
Ooh, yay.
Not a lot of sleep.
Sleep is for the weak.
There was stuff I wanted to get done, so I burned a candle at both ends on that one.
Sleep is for the weak. And Granegas, how are you today?
Sleep is overrated.
Yes,
That's what it
it's
is.
very overrated.
I'm good. I set my alarm to 45 minutes before the show, so I got about 5 hours of sleep.
But you're retired, so that doesn't matter, right?
Oh, it does. Eventually, you just keel over and start hibernating. So you should probably manage that a little more.
Right.
Than just
you go into the long druid sleep, the Emerald Nightmare.
The
I
Emerald
don't want
Nightmare.
that, so. No, and I need to prepare myself for. Was it 3 weeks out now?
Yes.
Oh, 2 weeks.
And hence the title of the show, Virtual Ticket for BlizzCon. Those of us who get it every year. Now, what is the advantage this year? I got an email that said I was going to get a whole bunch of stuff. What are we getting? We're getting Sylvanus as a
Gilvanus, yeah.
Gilvanus and Finduin.
Mm-hmm.
You get two pets, two Murlocs.
Now you get one. Effectively, you get one because you don't get access to the other one depending upon your faction. So it is effectively it's one.
It's one.
But
I'm a pet collector. It chalks up 2 on my pet count. That's all I hear about.
Yeah, but you don't.
I'm trying to get to 1,000 pets.
It's the same with the other Murlocs before, and I think the first one they did it with was the owl, the Moonkin pet.
Yeah.
So.
And you get stuff on Overwatch and StarCraft and Hearthstone.
Oh yeah, we get so much stuff.
Gilvanus for the Horde and Finduin for the Alliance.
Finduin, yeah.
It is $49.99 US.
Right.
That means $65.99 Canadian. Or $64.99 Canadian.
I don't know how much
euros.
Many euros. I have no idea, but what you get, we can go over this quickly before, and people made had fun getting their characters into the Wendigo Woolly transmog outfit.
Oh yeah.
Right. You get a transmog outfit.
Yeah, and then take whatever screenshots.
Yeah.
So that's really. Yeah, I mean we had the hint that we would get Anduin and Sylvanas Murlocs before. I'm not sure as to where that rumor / leak came from, but I heard
Wowhead.
this.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
I don't-
Data mining.
That might have been data mining. Yeah, I didn't even pick up on that. That's so. Yeah, we get Overwatch. We get skins for Genji and Sinestra. Symmetra. Damn.
You know, something weird happened when I was walking around with Finduin.
Oh,
He summoned a wolf called Genji.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get they both have pets themselves. He has a
That's
little wolf pup,
Yeah.
The
and
put.
Sylvanas has a scourge minion with one arm. So they get apparently periodically summoned as an idol mission or whatnot. So yeah.
Well, basically, Finduin's chasing you, and Genji follows behind Finduin. So it's like a little train.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, Overwatch, you get the Genji gets the skin for Illidan, and Symmetra gets a Tirana skin.
Oh yeah.
So that's really interesting that they make that transition. Hearthstone, you get the obligatory card back and the legendary card, golden legendary card, mysterious golden legendary card.
Back.
No, a card. You get a card back and a card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. With Heroes of the Storm, you get a mount. Celestial Deep Crawler mount. In StarCraft 2, you get skins for some units, and apparently with Diablo you get the wings and all that stuff, but that hasn't been revealed yet. Probably Diablo isn't worth making it in time, so they have to set it as to more to come. So I'm not sure what that is all about. But yeah, you get the premium BlizzCon viewing, everything there is to see, all access channel, all that good stuff that we know.
All the fun without the smell of actually interact. I mean, all the fun without being at BlizzCon.
Yeah, and I'm not sure as to how long it was last year, but this year for 2019, you get the replays and all the viewing pleasure up until March 31.
Oh,
of
yeah,
2020.
I don't
So
remember it being that long from.
So you can watch it quite some time after.
And
after
finish
the
watching,
event.
because sometimes
Yeah.
there's so much to watch, and you realize,
There
oh,
is, yes.
I didn't see that session.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to make clear, and they say that as well in the product details, World of Warcraft items are not available in WoW Classic.
Oh.
So the pet and the transmog is only for retail.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
well, that makes sense.
It makes sense, but it's just we want to make it clear for people that don't know about, because maybe they didn't bother with
Reading.
with playing Classic yet, And when they log in after they bought their virtual ticket, they're wondering, why don't I get my
Pet.
my pet and my transmog in Classic? That's just because that's not how Classic works. And there isn't supposed to be new content added to it.
Right.
So that's basically why you don't get stuff. The only items you would get access to retroactively would be if you add your code for WoW, for vanilla WoW Collector's Edition to your account that doesn't have it yet.
Right.
That's the only way to get additional outside content. If you have it already, if your account has the Collector's Edition added, you get your 3 pets anyway.
Right.
And if you add it later on, you will get them added, have them in the mail, or I don't know where. So that's the only way to get additional content, because it is literally part of the vanilla/classic content. So yeah. And hello, Lost Cause, welcome.
Welcome, Lost
to the
Cause.
chat
Thank
room.
you.
Yeah, that is something that that you need to be aware of, that you don't get that stuff in the Classic. As for all the other things we have in WoW this week and this month, since this is the first show of the new month.
Right. Well, first of all, Dark Moon Fair.
Dark Moon Fair is ongoing.
Yeah.
This week, as is the Battle for Azeroth dungeon event. Those are the events that are ongoing this week. As
In
for
retail.
the rest of the month, we have the Great Nomrigan run on the 12th.
Oh, yeah. Which is for charity.
Excuse me?
Isn't it for charity?
It's for charity, yes.
Yes.
I mean, the event that the people, the community makes is for charity, but the event, the in-game event, doesn't have anything to do with the charity. That's just reflecting the popularity of it, and Blizzard apparently wanted to provide a stage for it.
Right.
So that's what they've done, and kudos to them for doing it. Pet Battle bonus event starts on the 15th, lasts
I have to
through
remember
the
that.
27th. As well as the PvP Brawl Deep Wind Dunk, that's 15th to 27th as well. And Hallow's End, oh, it's that time of year again.
Oh, wow. So fast.
So fast. October the 18th through November the 1st. So, yeah, I need to get stuff done in the first week, because for the second week I'm not here.
Right,
I'm
you're traveling.
Somewhere on the other coast. I'm like three coasts over. So I have to traverse the landmass of Germany's northern part to go to the North Sea, to the Atlantic, and then I have to cross the Atlantic, and then I have to cross the entire continental US to then get to the west coast of the US. So it's from East Coast to West Coast to East Coast to West Coast for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Behind the other half of the sunken ship, kill Commander Curlis.
So, yeah, that is the big thing, the big event this month after the Brewfest ended yesterday, which I didn't do anything about. Absolutely nothing.
Me either. I ran over there and I looked around.
No, I didn't even set foot in it. Nothing.
Oh, that's funny.
Nothing at all. Yeah. So, Time Walking Burning Crusade, 22nd to 29th, which includes, again, the Black Temple raid, Time Walking raid. PvP Brawl South Shore versus Terran Mail. So basically, they imported Classic into
what?
retail for a week.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, 22nd to 29th as well. And the Arena Skirmish bonus event is 22nd to 29th as well. So the last week of the month is the busiest with 4 events ongoing, including lead up to BlizzCon. We don't want to forget that, because even though technically it's next month, because BlizzCon starts on is the 1st and 2nd of November. We have the BlizzCon parties. We have Calm Before the Storm on Halloween on the 31st, and we have DitchCon on the 30th. So those 2 parties happen ahead of BlizzCon. I'm not sure if we get something put together for the Friday night.
I get to go to BlizzCon. I'm special. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
I think I talked over you, so you might. Not sure if you tried to talk over me or I over you. Anyway. Yeah, so people try, I think, to get something put together for the Friday night.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I offered my assistance for them, but I haven't heard back from them yet. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, many people say, and I tend to agree, that this BlizzCon is probably going to be one of the biggest ones with regards to reveals of games and information. But I think we'll get into that next week or the week after. So let me just quickly check up on the date to make sure. I'm going to be here for next week. So for 35 and 36. 36 is going to be my last show before I leave for BlizzCon, and then I'm back.
And just to shout out anybody that wants to do guest hosting, let us know. Jeppy knows he has an open door policy with us. Maybe Kyle. He'll be on vacation, right? I mean, what can he do?
Yeah, and I'm back on the 12th.
Okay.
So 12th of November. That's for. That's when I return. So yeah, so we can talk a little about what's bound to happen, what's going to happen, what might happen, all the rumors and the things that we know will happen. We can talk about that on or in 2 weeks' time, so we get a little pre-BlizzCon discussion going. Yeah, and that's basically what's going to happen this week.
Do we know who's going to BlizzCon in our little family of World of Warcraft people?
I know of a couple of friends that are going, but none of the core community. If I remember correctly, I would have to look into my spreadsheet. But
I'm trying to find a chest and it's not here anywhere. Okay. All right.
yeah, so
All right. So let's get started. That's what's going on this week. Of course, Darkmoon Fair is going. And
I've had a fantastic weekend. Wow. It's very comforting. Those battlegrounds where you're not necessarily putting out more damage, but you feel like you're contributing more by pushing all the buttons all at once. Bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Constructs, how's your weekend WoW been?
Uber. We don't have Uber in Vancouver. They haven't made it here. But they're in the process of trying to make an appearance on the ride-hailing services because not everyone is happy with the current arrangements of taxis and whatnot. It's horribly expensive to
right, and
get
you
a
know,
taxi ride.
You know, my biggest problem has always been with taxis is I live 0.7 miles from the train station, and the average taxi did not want to go that. They want a longer journey, so they would refuse. They would actually refuse to take me.
what?
Well, I know.
I had instances where taxi drivers refuse to take me because I'm a really tall guy, and they feel threatened, so they don't.
Oh,
want
you're
to
kidding!
take
So
me.
you're basically
They'll take me if my wife comes along, but they won't take me if I'm by myself.
So you're basically like a black person in the.
I
was just about to say.
I know.
But you're not
I'm a
black,
visible
Contracts.
minority in my own country. Anyway, it is what it is.
Right,
But
right.
anyway, back to my weekend WoW,
Yes.
which has nothing to do with cab rides or Uber, but I have been leveling Killer Instinct style. My little gnome rogue has been jabbing and stabbing and chasing down everything that's bigger. I pulled a rare and 2 mobs, and I still came out on top. I was like, yes, I'm getting the hang of this. Of course, it doesn't really come into consideration that I've enchanted the heirlooms and I've got the good stuff. And I bought all the heirlooms from the heirloom vendor at the Borealis Harbor there. The new the currency there, the marks from the Honor Bound commendations and the 7th Legion commendations. I bought all the heirlooms right off the bat, only to find out there's a mount to buy after that. So
Oh wow!
I started from 0, and I'm now back to 575.
And you're 750,
So I've
right?
done a lot of incursions, a lot. And
You
I'm
need
debating
750? You only 750 for the mount?
750 for the High Priestess mount, which is basically Tehran's mana saber. So she's got the big cat. So I'm like, I want to see what that looks like. So I will do what I got to do, and after that, I'll do for the pets, and I'll do for the other 2 mounts, horde sides. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but like you can imagine, basically they've put enough repeatable content in front of us that they don't have to worry about us running out of stuff to do. And for some reason, I don't know why, what's come over me, but I have picked up doing spurts of Lore Master. So my Gnome Rogue basically did Loch Modan, then she went and did Wetlands, And I put the screenshot of the achievement progress in controloutwow.com, which you can find at our webpage. Mm-hmm. And basically, I've also done the hinterland quests, which I've never, ever managed to complete. But I think they've trimmed it down, the list of quests that you have to do there, because there's large areas of the map that you hardly do anything in there. So either is there the horde quests that I also have to do some in there. But basically, you just go around collecting herbs, collecting ore, doing archaeology, and I went from 52 to 61 in very little time. I had to travel to Stranglethorn Vale because all the archaeology dig sites have moved away. So there was no archaeology digs left. So I got Discovery XP in Stranglethorn Vale, but the bulk of my XP came from Hinterlands, which very little effort. I did a weird thing. I sent one of my high-level characters with my rogue in case she needed help, which she did because I know how to play a rogue on almost any spec. And what I found is if the rogue was partied up with this high-level character, so a rogue level 50 with a paladin level 120, you got 20 times less XP per kill.
Oh, how awful.
So it's a massive drag if you're partied up and you're not on the same quest. So what I did is I turned on Party Sync because it's built into your quest log. Now you just hit L, and then when you hit Party Sync, it'll automatically bring you to that quest chain that you're on. The problem is if you're about to turn in quest and you turn on Party Sync, the Party Sync syncs up the quest that you're going to turn in that you haven't done yet. So you're actually missing a step. So it's easier if you want to do Party Sync, start the zone together or start a chapter together.
Right.
So that way you won't be behind or have to chase quests. Like I know Blizzard is fine tuning it. It's not 100% there yet.
Right.
But the gear, and it tells you right before you start, it tells you it's going to scale you down to level 60. So your level 120 paladin becomes a level 60 paladin. You lose a bunch of abilities because you no longer have the high level talents and whatnot. You do have, some appropriate gear for that level. And the gear scales to whatever level you guys are playing at. So if the rogue scales up, or if the paladin scales down, you become comparable. The rogue will still get level appropriate gear, and the paladin will have gear, I guess, that's level 60. The interesting part I found was the kind of experience you got per kill with Party Sync, and it was 1,200 XP per kill at level 58, which is not too bad with rested XP. And without rested XP, it was, I want to say,
half
620 or something like that. And once I got to level 61, then the scaling doesn't work because that zone is no longer capable of following you as you progress. So it shrinks back down to 58 and your XP drops off by 25%. So you get about roughly 450 XP, which is still not too bad.
Right.
So if you're doing your Grizzly Trophy quest, you can whip through that real fast by being level 61, just basically one or two shotting stuff. So it's really, really entertaining. If you got enchants on your gear, you pulverize stuff because the XP, the health of the mob scales to what you are. So you're basically going to kill it just as fast as if you were killing another mob in a different zone, which was also your level. So I like to have the percentages of health and the amount of health displayed. So I like to see how fast it ticks down. For me, I was playing an assassination rogue, so I would always either garrote or puncture wound the victim. So even if it ran away to get friends, it would die before it come back. I like to also kill the primal owl beasts because what's coming up? Winter Veil.
Oh.
And when Winter Veil gets here, the small eggs are worth 5 gold each.
Right.
I'm on a server which is resource poor, so my eggs are going to sell for sure. So I'm not too worried. So I killed a whole bunch of owl bears, and I think the drop rate on the small eggs was 1 in 3 or 1 in 4. So every third or fourth mob would drop a small egg, which I have a bunch in the bank now. So I'm really, really happy with that because I was immensely entertained to see how fast it was progressing for me. And I followed along, and I did some PvP after that. I got 10,000 honor from PvP Island Expedition, Brawls, and Battlegrounds, and Epic Battlegrounds. That's a feat of strength. It doesn't count for anything, but it's still nice to get a little something, for downing a bunch of opposite faction players. And I was really, really bummed out that Cooking Impossible was up. So I got on my Elegon mount, and I started making small talk with the other players in there. I told them, I lose 90% of these battlegrounds. The guy goes, that's actually quite a good win percentage. It is. So he told me, just get different pieces of food. And he goes, the chili will taste better. Oh, okay. So I did that. So the first thing you get in the battleground, you're supposed to go get a piece of meat. Because if there's no meat in a chili.
Right. It's just vegetarian.
It doesn't taste anything.
Right.
So once I did that, then I realized that, Nomi always says something different, whatever you bring him. Like he'll say, this tastes good better. This will add some zip to it, or this will do that. So you have to travel to a little bit different. Don't just go back and forth to get the same ingredient every time. That was my mistake when I was doing it, because I guess the points just tick over slower. And once I've unlocked the third trait on my Heart of Azeroth, I die a whole lot slower. So that increased my survivability quite a bit. So I don't really kill stuff that good, because my rogue does not have active poisons. I'm basically a melee. I'm like a melee druid. And it is what it is. And but the advantage of a rogue is you can soak damage. You can pop Cloak of Shadows, which makes you immune to most of the spells for several seconds, and then you can vanish, dart away, and if you don't die, people see your health dropping, so they come running to your location. So it's like, okay, so it's not all about killing as many people as possible. Sometimes it's just hanging into the fight tooth and nail, and kicking the heels of people who are attacking you while you're down on the floor. And like a good bar fight, I had quite a few wins, and I actually got 19 marks of honor in not too long of a time. Ooh. I think my win percentage increased dramatically after 3 o'clock in the morning because the kids are sleeping. So I'm not fighting against people who have 6 hours a day to play. Right, yes, I can actually win. So that was really, really a lot of fun. And people were generally friendly. I didn't have anybody complain in any of the battlegrounds I went into except one battleground, which was Katmogu Temple, and we got stomped. Right from go, I walked in, and I actually walked in late to the party, which means somebody else quit, and I joined a losing game. And it was like I tried, but there was no salvaging that one. The horde controlled the middle, and it was over fairly quickly. And somebody started complaining halfway through, and like, there's nothing you can do at that point. Like the person's discouraged because they, like, I don't know how many they lost in a row, but this was obviously like not a great one for them. I found that some of the flight paths you don't get from the toys. The questing areas, like the Explorers Camp in Stranglethorn Vale, that will not come up no matter how many times you click the toy. You have to travel to the questing area and loot that one if you want it. There's a rare in that cave, the Crystal Cave, in that Stranglethorn Vale area, which has +5, +5, +5, +5, +5 resistance. So basically resistance to all. It's called the Chromatic Sword. It's off Jelly Belly or something like that. It's like this big, whatchamacallit, stone gaze basilisk.
Mm-hmm.
So it sits in the middle. And I'm thinking that'd be a cool thing to farm for Classic, because it's a 1 in 9 drop. So a level 27 sword with +5 resistance to everything, why not? How much could that fetch? It's called the Chromatic Sword, I think. So I'll have to look at that if I ever make it down that far. That used to be my farming spot for heavy leather, because there's the basilisks respawn so fast in there. I tried several zones on my other gnomes to level, and I level super fast because I found that if you actually have riding above level 20, you can cover almost twice as much ground, and you can use yourself to summon. Like, I have 3 accounts, so I can summon myself. The only thing I can't do is I can't set up a portal myself, because to set up a portal, you have to have 3 characters there.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you do it, Aprillian? If you want to set up a portal, you have you carry
you have to
3 guys,
right? Or you ask somebody around. Can somebody help me? I mean, I've been there. I've set up. I've had to.
But if your warlock logs out, does the portal disappear? Or does it?
No. That's the beauty of it. You can pull in your warlock. You can set up the portal. The warlock can log out, and the other 3 can stay behind. And
stays for 2 minutes.
Yeah, so it stays for 2 minutes. You just got to be really quick and have a good connection.
So if you set up your 4-player group, you can have 1 player logged out and summon wherever.
Right, exactly.
Because I tried to go to Dalaran with my gnome to buy the Dalaran ring, but you have to be level 80 to use it.
Right, exactly.
So you can buy the ring, but it's no use to you until you're level 80. You can't teleport to Dalaran directly, which is the best place to go if you want Dark Moon Fair. I haven't decided if because I got herbalism and mining. Right. I haven't decided which I'm going to drop. I haven't decided if I'm going to do engineering or alchemy. So whichever I decide, I have to drop a profession.
Right, exactly.
But I sort of want to keep mining, because mining is like insanely handy, because when you start a new expansion, you always need the materials for the jewel crafters, the blacksmiths, and the engineers. Like if you have a farming character,
plus you
can make
XP
so much gold in the first.
Plus you get XP from mining.
Yes, exactly. You level faster, and
if you play retail.
Right, if you play retail. Right. We have to add that caveat.
I did have a conquest reward in the inn where you turn in the PvP rewards.
Right.
So in Borealis Harbor, I looted a chest, and it had a 420 ring with good stats on it for my class. So my eye level is now 421, which is not too bad.
No.
I've got the crit enchant on both rings. I don't have the +60 enchant recipe. I have the +40. So what I did is on one ring, I put the +60, which cost me 1,200 gold. And on the other ring, I put the +40 from my enchanter, because I haven't pursued all the 3-star recipes from every vendor, and I haven't done a lot of Najatar, which you have to have rep. And I found out that one of the items you have to have for the Heart of Azeroth, you have to have exalted rep with on Ko-1. So I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
So that means anybody who wants the 3rd star or the 3rd level of power on their Heart of Azeroth trait, they have to level to Exalted. I'm like, I wish that was like a countdown. So like if another one of my characters goes in there, you could just loot it, right? Mm-hmm. But so far so good. I did archaeology on my mage. Doing archaeology on a mage, if you're trying to get the recipe for Vials of the Sand, is insanely handy because you can teleport to Thunderbluff, or you can teleport to Orgrimmar, or you can also go to Mount Hyjal or the Huldum portal. So it's if you have a mage and you're horde side, farming the recipe for Vials of the Sand is a whole lot quicker because you have so many options of where to go. Back when I was doing it on the Alliance side, I used to go to Dalaran, Old Dalaran in North Ren, and I used to take the portal to the Caverns of Time. But I've discovered in Orgrimmar, there's a second set of stairs going down from the portal room that takes you to the Caverns of Time.
Yes.
Yes.
So I can see that they're going to add more portals to that second room.
Right. You can see a space.
And you can see a screenshot, right?
You can see a space where it's going to be another portal. Yeah.
You can see on the screenshot of Uldum, I've put a screenshot in the show notes, there's 3 digs for Tolvir archaeology in Uldum. I've never, ever had that in 5 years or 7 years of WoW where I had more than 2 digs in Uldum. Never.
Oh.
And when I looted one of those, I actually got the next dig was also in Uldum. If you think in Kalimdor, there's like 9 digs in Uldum and there's 70 odd digs. So your odds of getting an Uldum dig is not 100%. It's like quite far down.
Right.
And I did archaeology for 7 days in a row. And for the first 4 days, I got 0 Canoptic jars. The drop rate on Uldum digs was so low. I would get everything but Uldum. And then when I would get Uldum, I'd get a special project or something that didn't rhyme to anything. So I'm like, ugh, this is tough. So I would just keep going and going and going. And on the 5th day, I got 2 Canoptic jars.
It's almost like you just got to burn off a dig, basically.
Yeah. On the 5th day, I got 2 Canoptic jars, but neither had the recipe. So I just kept at it for 7 days. And then when Dark Moon Fair started, I said, scrap archaeology. That'll go to the next vacation thing. However, I grabbed all my mats that I had because I had the mats, collected the mats for Vial of the Sands, and I put those on the auction house. If they sell, that's my profit.
Right.
So I listed the mats for way too much gold. And the people listing Vials of the Sand are not going to buy it. But somebody who wants to make their own, if they have the recipe, basically they're going to save 10,000 gold, which is meaningless to a gold maker, but to somebody who wants to save 10,000 gold, that's money back in their pocket, right?
Right.
Sure.
So I really played the auction house to the best of my abilities. I made the most of TSM. I've considered my options for the Garrison, Half Hill, and how to do North Ren to get 1 or 2 zones done. Cataclysm was kind of hit or miss during the week because I can't spend all my time in Cataclysm. There's just not enough there to entertain me. I have to level something or do something or get transmutes. I ran out of volatile earth, which really irked me because I couldn't get any for love or money. Nobody wants to part with it. They could have a ton of it in the bank, but they save it for whatever they want to do with it. And it 200 for 1 stack, it doesn't take up any room. So what I did is I went down to Deepholm and I did my transmute living elements in Deepholm. And what you get out of that transmute is you get guaranteed volatile earth. So I was able to do my transmute for Pyrian bars the next 16 days. So, you know, like just one guy told me, he goes, you can kill the elementals in Deepholm. Like, well, the drop rate's still low. So I'm
Right.
rather just do a transmute and then save myself the hours or whatnot for another day, because I don't have a minor high level. So I'm tempted to boost my rogue on that low population server. I'm sort of recreating my missing links. So I don't know if I want an engineer to have the repairs and the mailbox in a dungeon, or would I be better with alchemist? And then I have another alchemist for transmutes, but really, I still don't have a miner. So my problem is a miner. So I don't really want to drop mining. I don't see having an alchemist with mining. That doesn't make sense.
Right. It's more of an herbalist kind of thing.
Yeah. They did put that thing in Legion where you drop a profession and you can pick it right back up to the level where it was before.
But that's only for the respective stuff of the expansion.
Yes, but it brings you back up to that level, right?
No. Technically.
So if you drop mining and you pick it up again, then you get all the mining for that expansion, which is the 3-star recipes. If you have and if you had the 3-star recipes for herbalism, you get all the 3-star recipes back.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if you drop, if you boost to Legion and you decide to drop after that, once you've had the training in the like 1 or 2-star recipes, then at least you have those recipes. So you can always switch that character between mining and herbing if you're stuck.
If you don't care about the stuff for the previous expansion,
right?
Yes, you can.
But in Pandaria, they made it so once you level Pandaria, you can just do Pandaria all the way from 1 to a couple hundred.
Yes, right. But still, you need to
pick it up.
Do that.
Relearn
and
it.
now with the different expansions, that they separated out. If you level in Pandaria, if you mine ghost iron ore, you can only get Pandaria mining.
Right.
So you have to go to Vanilla, to Outland, to Northrend to get the respective skill up.
I bought a couple of books of fishing, and Party Saint bugged it. So when you buy the fishing book from Nat Pagal and Pandaria, you auto pick up the quest. You can't drop it. So I'm like, what the heck is this? So I bought 8 books. They're 800 gold each, but one of them auto pick up the quest. I can't mail it because it's a soulbound item at that point. I can mail the other 7, but when the mail return happens in 30 days, I have to have those out of the mail. Otherwise, they come back and I have to pick up another item, because once I get them out of the mail, one of them is going to auto pick up the quest. So I'm like,
in the ticket?
Did I put in a ticket? No, that's 800 gold. Blizzard's got my gold.
No,
did you giving it back?
Did you put in a ticket to?
Well, it's a bug report. It's not a ticket.
Yeah, okay, bug report, whatever. Yeah, but you put in the bug report then.
I will put in a bug report because that is the correct thing to do. But it was just frustrating because it's a glitch in the system, right? I wanted my gnome to have the fishing, but because he's not high level enough, he doesn't have cataclysm fishing, so he can't use those books. I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. I just shafted myself. It's just pushed myself over the hill there. Anyway, so I'm tumbling to my doom, and I picked up 4 recipes that are 3-star for blacksmithing on my robe. I picked up the Notorious Shield, I picked up the Notorious Belt, I picked up the Notorious Boots, I picked up the Notorious Spellblade, and I did enough PvP again to pick up the Notorious Shanker. So I have all the weapons, I have the shield offhand. There is no weapon chain this expansion because they've removed the disarms. So I'm kind of wondering what's coming next for blacksmiths, because there's going to be bigger and better weapons. But like, what's the next expansion going to lead us towards? Like, I think Blizzard likes this 3-star system because it kind of slows down the progression at which you can pump out the volumes. But at the same time, the soulbound mats are a pain. Nobody likes soulbound mats that I know of. Like, I have 11,000 true steel ingots from Warlords of Draenor that I'm never going to use. Like, I did click. I used the transmute so I could have the Sorcerer's Earth, basically, because that's how I made all those Hexweed bags.
Yeah.
And I went also, perchance, I ventured into Vortex Pinnacle because I needed some volatile air, and I was like, ugh, no idea where to kill air elementals. So I'm like, I'll try Vortex Pinnacle. You know, what could it hurt? So what I did is I pulled all the mobs up to the first boss, and when I got to the first boss, I did not pull the boss. I jumped into the pit next to the ramp. Mm-hmm. And basically what that does is that yanks you back to the start of the instance. I exited the instance. I reset the instance. So all the mobs leading up to the first boss are back because I haven't pulled the first boss. I'm not saved to that instance. So I can reset the instance 10 times per hour. So the first run, I got 27 volatile air at 30 gold each. That's almost 900 gold in 5 minutes. Wow. That's a lot of gold for not a lot of work. I don't like to explain to people how I do like all my gold because I'm always afraid that Blizzard is going to drop the change or nerf the drop rate or take away a good farming spot. And like I'm thinking to myself, if I don't say anything, nobody's going to be here to farm it and then kill it and then like put a video out on YouTube, and then Blizzard's like, oh no, we got to nerf that. Like, it is really nice to have that one spot because I never thought of it before. And I got 90 volatile air in a short amount of time, and I needed them all. Constructs? Yes.
We are like live. We are live.
They don't listen to us.
I'm just saying, some people do.
Anyways, please, Blizzard, don't nerf that one. But I want to give people ideas that, if you're stuck and you have no gold and you're on a server where you have a Death Knight, level 100, Vortex Pinnacle. Run it a couple times. And if you stop on a tabard, you can get lots of rep for Cataclysm. I didn't even realize that you could get lots of rep for just running that, killing mobs. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of fun. And I buy transmog. I buy transmog everywhere now.
Yeah, and make sure you at least run the thing on heroic once per day.
Yeah.
Because you get more rep on the heroic version.
Well, if you run heroic or even the normal one, you have a chance at the Drake of the West Wing on the second boss.
That's true.
So it's up to you. If you're running it the last time today or the last time that day, you can make it all the way through. You probably pick up more volatile air on the way, but I really, really want to get the one from Stonecore, and I just haven't willed myself to do mount runs there yet. Eventually, I'll get there, but right now, today, I pumped out a Sky Golem. I haven't made one of those in like 4 years. I was like, why not? What's the worst that could happen? It'll come back at the end of the listing unsold. But I've donated so many of those to my friends because it is a really cool mount. I mean, when you're herbing and you don't have to dismount and you can just fly right from go and go hop to the next spot, it's super handy. I go to my garrison every day, many times a day, because there's no lineup at the auction house there, and I don't have the auction house mount yet. Every time I see it, the auction house mount on the Kultiran areas, I always run up to it just to see what's selling. It's so much fun to have somebody pop that for you, and it's like it doesn't cost anything for them at that point. But the 5 million gold, man, I don't think there's ever going to be a discount on that one. That's like when I bought the Transmog Yak. Back then it was a reforged mount, and I paid the full 120,000 because I couldn't wait till guild level 24. I had to have it.
Yeah, and they back then when they initially implemented it, you even got a discount on rep or a discount. You don't get that anymore.
Yeah,
they took that out. So I think I bought it for 108,000. When now it's, I think
that's because you bought it on your Goblin, right? Goblin's got the best discount rate for
but
anything.
there is no discount anymore. That's what I'm saying. They took that out. The same with the Mammoth in Old Dalaran.
Yeah. No, the Mammoth in Dalaran, you still get the discount for Kirin Tor rep.
You do?
Kirin Tor.
Okay.
20% if you're exalted.
Okay.
So if you want to gift it to a friend, ask them if they have Kirin Tor exalted on one of their characters.
Yeah.
So I found that
if
out.
they're a goblin, buy it on a goblin.
On a goblin, yes, definitely. And so I'm kind of hoping that I can get more legendary stuff. I don't know why. Wherever I run now, I'm almost finished, I guess, the quest line. You get these orange pop-ups, like these quest givers that'll say, oh, can you come over here and go help Caligos, or go over there and do this, go over there and do that. I'm like, I sort of want to see the videos, but I cringe. I don't know what to expect. Like, I don't know if somebody's going to die or if it's going to be like a cliffhanger, ending, but it's not the ending. It's just the continuation to the tale. And I felt really, really bad when Najatar opened up and we got swallowed up by the open water. So like, that's not going to end well. And so far, LFR is going okay. Because I had time this week for the long queues, what I did is I hit the queue around 11, and people would be in a hurry to close the deal because they got work the next day or whatnot. So like, it was really like some of the best LFR I've had probably 2 years. People were really like professional and courteous. Like, it's not every day that you have everyone being nice and, put down feasts and whatnot. Like you have proper raiders in there that is just trying to help out their buddies. And in the battlegrounds, I found what was happening a lot is we would only have 3 geared players. Any battleground I went to, there was 3 geared players and everybody else had next to no gear. So what happens is all the geared players inspect everybody and they sort of gravitate to the other geared players. So that's your wrecking ball. If you separate the geared players, you can't get anything done. But if the geared players stick together,
right,
what happens is it's like a little train, right? And I played Battle for Gelneas with another rogue, and he was so good. Like, he could read my moves. If I ran away, he harassed my target who was trying to kill me. And if he was about to die, I would stun the target so he could get away. It was really, really...
teamwork.
It was a lot better than the past couple of weeks that I tried to do PvP, and it just wasn't working. Just having that third trait on the... I now have 4, because in the chest, I looted in the PvP area. There was actually a thing for the Heart of Azeroth in there. So there's a quest rewards that have to do with PvP. If you have the time to go to Nazmir and kill 25 players there, or go to Tiersgard Sound, kill 25 players there, when you have to watch when that incursion is up. And when that incursion is up, you don't care about the quests. You care about getting your kills in to get that 25 player quest done. so that when you get your turn in, you get that chest. And that'll alleviate a lot of PvP tension because you'll have a selection of stuff you can do with your Heart of Azeroth if you're into farming that. People, I think, what's the next holiday?
Next holiday?
Hallow's End?
Hallow's End, yes.
So the battlegrounds are coming in Hallow's End, the Nerd Rage on Warsong Gulch and whatnot. So you can get a lot of PvP achievements if you have a little bit of gear on at least one or two characters. So what you do is you prepare ahead a little bit of time, and you set yourself up for success by being over-geared the last couple of days when people are about to quit and they want to get their alts through it. That's how I did it. Is like I didn't PvP at the start of the week because then all the geared players are trying to get their how many thousands of conquests in. I sort of waited a little bit later on in the week, and I waited till all the kids are in bed, and then it was super fun. I highly recommend PvP because it's going to lower the cost of your crafting mats. Your expulsum is soulbound, so that's your limiting factor. If you have to spend 3 expulsum to craft 1 weapon or 1 piece of gear, it's going to wear you down quickly. But if you get 5 expulsum for 1 quest turn in, and they only cost you 1 expulsum per weapon, I've sold 9 weapons this week. At 50k each, it goes quick. Oh, 1 weapon was 9k. So you think about it, 9 weapons, 1 expulsum each. I still have lots of expulsum to spare, so I'm starting to craft pieces of armor. The armor is worth less than the weapons, but if it's got the correct stats, it can still be worth 40, 50k. And that's pretty much been my week.
Awesome. Oh, excellent. Oh, how you doing? I get excited. I get giddy and love making mini alts. My dog is trying to poop for the Horde and for the Alliance. It was funny in my head.
Aprillian, how was your weekend? Wow.
I have been fighting in Suriname. My Shalinar has been getting bigger and bigger. People are wandering around, more stuff. I got the quest where the dragonflies come through. Things are getting great. I'm doing the quest where I feed everybody every day. Again, I just want to thank you guys for telling me about WoW Pro, although it sometimes leads me to weird places. I'm getting it. I went to I'm fighting. Sorry, we're doing it live, folks. We're doing it live. Yeah. I'm fighting underwater right now. And thank goodness I'm a warlock and I can activate Unending Breath. I went to Darkmoon Fair. I got the am I out of? No, I'm not. I have one more hat. I got hats. I did all the quests, which, are amazing for XP, because I'm not getting any XP at all with the things I'm fighting in Suriname, because I'm 116. But, why am I'm riding a turtle now. Should I be riding a turtle? I don't know. I don't know if I want to ride this turtle. Why am I riding a turtle? Oh, okay. Why am I riding a turtle? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm riding and I'm supposed to be killing stuff. Okay, we can do that. It's my funniest thing though is with this whole thing is that I am constantly having to swim out to the lower right-hand side of Suriname, and the only way I know how to do it is by going through the city. And when I go through the city, then I have to go out into the water and swim around. It takes forever. I know if I was flying, I would have a better chance. And
there is no flight point there, that's right. Right. But it works. I mean, I can set it to fly, and
and then come back, and to swim, and I'm doing good. I am, I'm dropping bombs, and I'm killing, and I'm getting grizzly trophies up the yin-yang, so that's okay. And I need the grizzly trophies because I need to buy my hats to get my little, bonus.
Because you're not 120 yet.
You still get green, right?
Right.
Yeah, you get them for up to 10 level difference, so you are well within the 10 level.
Right.
So you get that, yeah.
I am loving the fact that I went underground in my Shalinar and different things happen. I think I have almost all the portals, so I feel good about that. I am still going to my garrison because I want to get the cloth and stuff to make the bags. It's not the biggest thing to do, and it's not the most, biggest money thing, but it's something I like to do because I can do it. I went on, last week at the end of the show, I went on my Alliance tune, and we got Ctrl Alt WoW, so just want to remind anybody who is an Alliance on Prego, on Classic, that you can join us on and Ctrl Alt WoW. And what else am I doing? I'm logging in on all my tunes for Darkmoon Fair. I did some pet battle, which is always good. Oh, my turtle just rejected me. But I am playing and having fun. I'm not playing a lot. I could be playing more. But you know what? We get to play the way we want to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I am 659 out of 1284 of Suramar. I still have not done any of the insurrection quests that I'm supposed to do to get my
Well, I'm going to ask you a spoiler then.
Okay.
Is Vantnir, the wine guy, is he still alive?
I don't know. Where is he?
If you've done enough quests, basically what happens is...
I've gone through Suramar so many times. I've tacked down notices. I've put on my masquerade. I've, you know what happened to me today, though? It was very horrifying. Because you get cocky with the mana because you collect so much. And I tell you, I ran out of mana. I went to feed one of the dudes in my in Shalinar, and I was like, oh no, why isn't that lit up? Oh, I'm out. But then I did have a mana pack, one of those little packets, and there was some mana in it. I am currently at 6675 for the third or fourth chest for these dudes. I'm sludging it out, and I did get on Prillian on Prego for a little bit, but I have to tell you, my heart is in this retail. I am enjoying everything that opens up, and like you told me earlier, there are things I have to do in different parts to just get the thing going. I need one more overseer, and I'm so lucky that that I'm a warlock and I can do the unending breath. How do people do this quest if they're not a warlock?
I don't know. They get warlocks to buff them.
In the eastern part, there's a quest chain where you get water breathing.
Oh, okay.
So,
or something.
If you do the full quest chain, eventually you go down into the water, and you can spend as long as you want in there.
There's a quest up near the flight point where the road leads down to the beach, and there's a quest giver there that takes you down to the village there. And
sadly, you're probably going to have to do that part of that quest line to advance insurrection.
Right.
You do have to do that, yes.
I'm gonna get there. And I'm also getting my Grizzly trophies, which is great because I need that because I am going to go and get some more hats. Right now, I would be out of the extra 10%. Oh, let me put a hat on now. As a matter of fact, I love the fact that when you have the hat on, you actually have the hat on. And that's been my week. I am
Yay!
having fun, doing what I can do for the night falling. All right. Oops. Oh, because I did that.
I find it very, very easy to be true. Am allerschönsten war es doch zu Haus und auch sonst mich einst in die Welt hinaus. Und in der Ferne suchte ich mein Glück. Wer kennt den Weg zurück?
And now it's time for add-on spotlight and a whole bunch of other things with Grand Nagus. Grand Nagus, what do you have for us this week?
Let me just quickly, before we get into my week, get the add-ons out of the way, so to speak.
And these are add-ons for... We have to be specific.
For Classic at the moment.
For Classic, okay.
Today I want to quickly go over a couple of add-ons that have been either converted or have been getting a version for Classic. So not add-ons that are specifically developed for Classic or that were like resurfaced for Classic, like mostly like, for instance, we talked about Atlas last week, where that is basically something that you don't need anymore in retail because you have the Adventurous Journal and all that stuff. So I'm going to go over add-ons today that are that have versions for Classic. So let's go over this alphabetically. We have the add-on control panel. That is the add-on managing add-on or system where you it adds the add-on manager feature to it where you can group up add-ons into sets and then turn them on and off and switch between sets depending upon what class you are, what role you fill, and all that stuff. So that makes it much more streamlined to manage your setups for add-ons. Arc Inventory is my choice for bag add-ons. I know that Bagnon and has gotten a classic version as well, as has Bartender, which I don't use, but still.
Right.
Then we have Auctionator, which is the auction house add-on I use. Auditor, which is the broker add-on that I use with my bar add-on. That gives me an overview over incoming and outgoing funds. As far as I know, you don't have any, or I haven't found a working version of my retail bar add-on that is chocolate bar. So I use Titan Panel, which can work with certain modules from the broker family, so to speak. Not all of them. The one that I'm missing the most is the Friends and Guild modules. The Titan panel has its own version of the Guild module, which is called Guild Info. It works okay, but there is no Friends module that works. I haven't found one yet. So I'm still looking for one. The LVUI, which is the next one, has a data text version of it, but that's just a big slew of names grouped up into 4 categories. Blizzard Services WoW, Blizzard Services, and that separates it out into the overarching name for the thing is Blizzard Services, and then you have mobile, you have the app, and then you have the in-game groups. For in my case, now that I'm looking at it, it has a WoW section and a D3 section because one of my friends is in D3. But with regards to a separate, fully functional Friends module, that is not available yet. Probably, I would imagine, because it requires a API access, and we don't have that yet.
Right.
So that might
complicated.
It's quite complicated. Ooh, just got War Chief's blessing.
Oh,
yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, someone killed Ren Blackhand in UBRS. Yay! Okay. Deadly Boss Mods is in Classic, as is Details, the damage meter. There are other damage meters, but I like Recount and SCADA. They both have Classic versions as well. But I always liked Details pretty much since it's been released. So when I saw that is an option that got converted, I immediately went for that. Okay, GTFO, quite an important add-on, especially for raiders. Handy Notes is a must-have, in my opinion. I only have the Flight Masters module at the moment, but I'm not complaining because there aren't that many things that you would need handy notes for.
Right.
Identity too, if you want your identifier in the guild chat or in the group chat or in the raid chat or whatnot, you can use that. I think it's nice to have that to identify your alts or whatnot in a group setting, so you know who you're talking to. If you have, like on retail, if you have 50 alts or 50 tunes in one guild, which is technically possible now, as we know. And you, excuse me?
Meta?
Yeah. So, I mean, with Meta, he has his built-in identity because he names everything Meta, sure. Right. But for the 1 or 2 people that don't, do that. It is a nice feature to have your identifying tag shown before your chat message to see who you're talking to. Immersion, the questing add-on or the quest interaction add-on. Then we have, let me just see, one add-on that I really, really like is
Tell me what you like, what you really, really like. I'll tell you what I like, what I really, really like. Sorry, I thought that was funny.
Minimap button frame.
Okay.
Which is an add-on that groups up your minimap buttons into a separate frame, and it doesn't clog up your minimap.
Oh, nice.
So we have, let me just see, we have OmniCC, the add-on that gives you the cooldown numbers on your action bars. We have Pawn that gives you, well, I don't know if that, I haven't really seen that work as it does with retail, other than it showing you the resale value. But that's something that you want to know as well. Poisoner, I talked about that as well. Where it works differently, but still it does what it's supposed to do, which is give you warning when your weapons need application of poisons on your rogue. Silver Dragon, our rare mob, warning and location indicator. Threat plates. If you want to have a different look of your nameplates, you can choose that. TomTom. Together with, in my case, WoW Pro. And then you have Voodoo, the healing add-on. HealBot is available as well. Trade Skill Master is working, but obviously, since we still don't have an API, like I mentioned earlier, API access, it only works in a limited fashion. So we really hope that Blizzard will eventually get their stuff together and release access to the API. WIM, the WoW Instant Messenger. Most people like it or hate it. Right. It's a window, separate pop-up window whenever you get message, as in a whisper. And that's basically the add-ons that I use that have gotten a classic version. So, what have I done in the last week? In real life, I've started a project that I wanted to do for quite a few years now, about 2, 3. I started my BlizzCon wall in my apartment, where I designated a one of the walls to have pictures of all the selfies that I took with people from the community.
Oh, how neat!
And up top, I'll eventually, when it's done, I'll post a picture. But as of now, I still need to figure out how to place what picture and
what order.
What order and all
Who
that
gets
stuff.
top bearing. Lady Sylvanas.
I have the largest picture up top is the picture of the nighttime view of the BlizzCon, of the entrance area of the Anaheim Convention Center.
Oh, nice.
And I can put that into the show notes already, so you can see what that looks like. But basically, that is, and I have, so far, I have 15 pictures printed out. And I'm probably going to end up with around twice that once I get back from this year's BlizzCon.
Right.
And then incorporate that as well. And if you look at the show notes, you'll
at
see
controlaltwow.com.
Exactly. You can see the picture of the nighttime view of the BlizzCon banner on the entrance area of the Anaheim Convention Center.
Beautiful.
It's like and it's nice because, and this is from 2017, when they still hadn't put up the the increased security that they have now. The last year was the first time they put up the big security stuff like walls or and all that, and security checkpoints and all that. So I took this picture at the last year before they did all that. So as for in-game content, retail, the last time I logged in was when I did the information gathering for last week's This Week in WoW, and then I haven't logged in until before this show today to get the same kind of information. So I haven't played anything in retail. As for my classic adventures, my warlock is still 22, but he has leveled his tailoring somewhat.
Oh, good. Because that's not easy.
Excuse me?
Because that's not easy.
It depends upon your resources, your mats, obviously. So your reagents or whatever you need. So I got from 104, I think, to 134 now. Almost done with the wool cloth. I need 16 more skill points to be able to craft the silk bags. At 125, you learn to make the silk bolts, silk weave bolt or silk bolts, and but I don't have enough of the silk cloth yet. So I need to get more of that as I level my tunes. And that's whenever I get the mats, I use them on the respective tunes that I can use them on. I'm really looking forward to getting to make the silk bags for all my tunes, which are 10 slot bags.
Ooh, 10 slots. Wow.
Yeah, that's like almost halfway there.
Right.
The largest ones are 16 slot.
Yes.
So if you only count the normal bags, obviously.
Right.
The special bags like the quivers and the soul pouches,
soul pouches.
and the herbalism bags, I don't count them as as bags that I consider mentioning with regards to the tailoring. Although you can make the big herbalism bag, I think it's a 24 slot bag, if I remember correctly, from like way back in the day. The one that you buy
at the vendor is like 18 slots or 16 slots?
No, the herbalism bag you get from the Cenarian Circle.
Oh.
With the rep in the Cenarian Hold in Silithus. And I think you need honored or revered rep for that. So that's going to mean a whole bunch of Twilight text bombing. So my rogue is my engineer and miner, and she just reached 110 in the skilling, in the level professions leveling, and I need more tin ore now. So I need to get a miner to the level where I can go into an area that has tin ore. So that's either going to be Stone Talon Mountains or Ashen Vale.
Right.
Mining is at 93 with her. And she is going to be the next tune that I'm going to take to 30 for the reasons I just mentioned. My priest, my hunter hasn't done much other than, I think I only logged into her to check if the pet was still there, basically. So, she's at 14. The priest is the tune that I played the most over the last week. She went from 22 to 28, which is quite significant in my opinion. She is the first tune that has more than 10 gold. It's
hey,
really,
big spender.
No, I'm not.
I know, I'm being facetious, but you're right. 10 gold is big for
Yeah, I mean, you lose it or you spend it as fast as you get it, even faster, because level 30, I think, is the next big one, and I'm almost at the point where one ability rank costs 1 gold now. So that's quite significant. She's also the first tune that has 2 bank slots. So I went and bought the second bank slot that cost 1 gold. The prices for the bank slots are the same as in retail. So you start with 10 silver, then 1 gold, then 10 gold, and then the last 4 of 25 gold each. And considering that the monetary value is way higher, not the inflation that you have in retail. That's way more expensive.
Right, exactly. The correlation is lower.
It's and I don't think I'm going to buy more than the 2 for quite a while, since I need 100 gold to get the first mount. I'm not even sure.
Hang on.
Yes.
You want the first mount to be the epic mount?
I was just about to make that point. Had you not interrupted me, I would have.
You're not going to spend a 9 gold for like a cheap?
9 gold? 19 gold. 19
No, the
gold.
cheap one in, I saw in St. John's Village, there's a green mount for like 9 gold.
Yes, that might be. But you still need 80 gold for the ability.
Oh.
So
I'm going to have to experience it for myself because what you're explaining doesn't fit in my brain.
Right.
You need to buy the ability to ride. You need to. So, and that's the important, expensive aspect.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to save my gold, and then eventually, when I have more gold, sometime in the 50s, maybe
Next
I'm
year.
going to eventually
Next
go
year.
and buy the ability to ride, because I need to buy that regardless,
Next year.
because they stack. You can't not buy it. If you want to buy the epic, if the riding skill, you have to buy the normal riding skill, much as in retail. Oh, 1 second.
I feel like this is a Quark versus his brother explanation here, where the rules of acquisition are involved. There's only one proper way of doing this.
Right. You can't.
I want to, if I have the money to spare, I don't care, but I can't see that being the case. So
Right.
that's, and I'm going to be cautious rather than me having an issue that I can't afford stuff that I need. It's the same way that when I buy my abilities on my priest,
Right.
again, 28, she is my highest tune. I have hardly bought any healing spells because I don't need them. Because she's a shadow priest. If I look at my available abilities, I have Smite rank 3, Heal rank 1, Flash Heal rank 1, Holy Fire rank 2, and then I have the available but missing requirements. I have Heal rank 2, Smite rank 4, Flash Heal rank 2, Heal rank 3. I haven't bought any of those because I don't need them.
Right.
What I need is a basic heal that heals me for a little, like the lesser heal. That's easily enough. And then I have my Devouring Plague as a Forsaken that heals me when I do damage to a mob. That's easily enough. If I said eventually I'm not going to be able to sustain as well, then I'm have to rethink. But for now, all the abilities that are available now would cost me 2 gold and 58. So that's
Altogether or per ability?
No.
Altogether.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the available but missing requirements, our total of 2 gold 20. So that's together 4 gold 78 that I have in my pocket that I can use on something that is more important.
Right.
Yeah, and then I'm.
I just get this feeling of 1984 when the pretty people or the people that would dance really well were told to put chains on them to make it even. I mean, I know it's not exactly the same, but I'm not feeling classic at all, and I hate to admit that, and I hope I'm not offending anyone, but yeah.
Oh, that's okay. If you don't want it, you don't.
I want my Nightfall and Allied race, and I can't waste time on classic running stuff that I've already done.
If
I'm
you
sorry.
consider it a waste, then that's okay.
No, I mean, not a waste. I mean, it's just something for someone else.
That's totally fine. It's totally okay. Yeah. So, like I said, the priest is my highest tune. Her abilities, her professions are alchemy and herbalism. The alchemy is at 106. Last week I took her from 106 to 154, and I'm working on Strangle Kelp now, getting that stuff. That's not going to be so easy because I need to go into areas that are a little higher than I am at the moment. So I need to gain 2 more levels, or I need to do a whole lot of fishing. So, and I'm not seeing that as much as I like to do fishing, I'm not seeing that it's worth it to farm Strangle Kelp that way. So I'm at 186 fishing at the moment with her, and I bought like I mentioned last week. Oh,
Sorry. Go ahead.
That was What do you want, Maisha?
She wanted to be on the show for a moment.
Yeah, that's okay. So I need to basically get to Stranglethorn Vale and then swim up and down the coast. But that is, at 28, that's a bit much. So I need to get her to 30 first, and then I'm going to go down and make my way up from Booty Bay or from Grumgol. I'm not sure where yet. I need to do some research as to where the most spawn points are, the safest spawn points.
Right.
And like I said, I bought the 2 books that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, the fishing book and the cookbook. The cookbook I got from running down into Desolus over to what's the town over there? We're doing it live, guys.
Running down to
Desolus, Shadow Prey Village.
Right.
The troll village over there. They each cost 1 gold, like I mentioned, and that's like money out of my pocket, and that's one of the aspects where my I don't need to buy the abilities versus I can afford the cookbook and the fishing book. Makes more sense. I don't need to spend money on a ability I'm not going to use.
Right.
So I can afford the cookbook and the fishing book. And that's well worth the trade-off, in my opinion. I got a couple of nice pieces of gear from running a dungeon. I got the Seal of Sylvanas, which,
congrats.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm probably not going to destroy that piece of gear. It's going to have a designated spot in my bank after I can't use it anymore. Because sure, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
And I got the Robes of Aragal. So that is a robe from the final boss in Shadowfang Keep, which has a whole slew of stats. It has agility for a robe.
But how does it look?
For a cloth robe. It's a black robe. It really looks nice. One of my favorite robes in the game. And I got the ghostly mantle from, I think, from one of the other bosses in there, which are one of the larger shoulder pieces, which, again, I really like the fact that they are not that as small as most of the small, the low-level shoulders are. I was able to run another dungeon, the Black Fathom Deeps, where I got the rod of the Sleepwalker.
And a fishing rod?
No, it's a staff. It's a two-handed staff, where I had like 3 or 4 intellect and 4 stamina on the old one, and this one is an 11 and 10, 11 intellect and 10 spirit. So that's a huge upgrade. So yeah, I'm really happy with where my priest is at the moment. I'm heading towards 30. I'm about 60%. Yeah, I'm 60% towards level 29. And at level 30, I finally get my first shadow priest piece of gear that I've been looking forward to getting for quite a while now. After I got it from a guild mate at level 19 or something, so I have something to work for, and that's the Necromancer leggings, which compared to the ones that I have now, at the moment I'm wearing a pair of pants that have 3 intellect and 3 spirit, green, and then the Necromancer leggings have 11 intellect versus 3 and 12 stamina versus 3 spirit of the old one. So I'm going to gladly do that trade. And it has increases damage done by shadow spells and effects by up to 10. So that is, since I'm a shadow priest, that is huge. So that is the new piece that I look forward to being able to be able to equip at level 30. And then I need to see if I can focus on items of a similar kind that gave me increased shadow damage. I already saw one in the guild chat the other day where I think it was 52, and I can't remember what type of what equipment slot it was. I think it was a robe, but I'm not positive. Where it had a similar, I think it had plus 40 to shadow and frost damage. So stuff like that, I'm really looking forward to farming, and that's something that I like about Classic, is that you have these special items with these special niche abilities or stats or whatever, where you don't have pure stat sticks where you have like all the different secondary and main abilities or stats, but you have these special things, and then you eventually get into the part where you need the resistances, because resistances are a thing in Classic. So I really look forward to that. Ooh, I just sold my first shadow oil recipe.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah, I bought that for I think 14 silver, and sold it for 85. That's good. That's very good.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my priest. Let me just see, where are we here? The shaman didn't get a level, but again, I leveled the leatherworking.
Right, and that's just as important as getting a level.
Yeah, sure. Like I said, whenever I get reagents or mats, I use them on the respective tune to then advance their professions.
Yeah.
I'm at 131 with the leatherworking. Almost done with light leather now. So the last thing I did was convert the remaining light leather into medium leather, and then craft a bunch of gear that still isn't magically enhanced, so I just sold it off again. But that's okay too, so you get a little money back.
Right.
So.
And time is money, friend.
Time is money, oh yes. My warrior is the latest thing.
What race?
The warrior is an orc.
Okay, because that's all the warrior can be, right?
No.
He can be a troll.
Warrior can be troll as well. So, and depending upon what you want with your tune, some people even say that even though you have the +5 weapon skill on axes with the orc, some people say that the troll warrior is better.
Oh wow! Yeah.
But again,
do they have berserking in?
Yes.
Berserking in Classic, yeah?
Yes. Berserking is a racial trait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it comes in handy.
Oh, yes. He is my blacksmith, and that one is level 66. profession. I only have it at 66 at the moment because I prioritize the engineering over the blacksmithing. So once I'm done with the rogues requirement for bronze, I'm going to focus on the warriors, copper and bronze. But for now, 66 is where he's going to stay, probably, because I need a whole bunch of gems. And again, those are needed for the rogues engineering goggles and all that stuff.
Right, right.
So after the rogue is done with that, then I'm going to go back to the blacksmithing. Yeah, the mage is, I think, at 47 with her enchanting or disenchanting in this case, because I skilled the enchanting purely by disenchanting stuff.
Are you sending stuff from your other tombs?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Sending all the green stuff over and then disenchanting it. The cap is going to be 50. So that's when the disenchanting doesn't give you any more skill points. But until then, I'm eventually going to need the mats anyway, so I can just go and disenchant all the stuff for the last 3 points. It's going to probably take me 10 or 12. I would think like 1 in 4 at this point is the ratio. Something like that, where you get like 1 in 4 skill points, if that. But that's quite okay. And I'm at the point where all the gear that's below level 10 are on automatic disenchant, with the exception of the druid that I still haven't played yet. But that's just leather, so I can go and make leather items on my leather worker. So again, that makes it okay that I continuously level the leather worker so I can support the druid. I think that's a good way to look at it, where I send off all the stuff that I would be able to use on the druid, but it's just not worth it keeping it saved up when I don't have much backspace anyway.
Right. And backspace is
backspace is a premium. That's like, wow. So I'm happy to do it like I mentioned, crafting, leatherworking stuff for the druid eventually. And he's obviously going to get stuff himself. So, and you never know what you get when. So it would be, again, a waste of backspace to just store everything.
Right.
So I'm just going to disenchant it with the mage and then be done with it, and then level the enchanting. And that has basically been my week.
Awesome. All right. And you don't think that you'll play any retail?
not for the foreseeable future.
He needs an excuse to have his second account sub, because I think you're at 50 characters on your first account, right?
Right.
On retail?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant. How does it work for you with your two accounts? How many characters do you have all together across everything?
I actually have 5 accounts, and you mean 2? I do have 2 BattleNet accounts, and you can have 5 per BattleNet account. So I'm okay with that. I'm safe on that right now.
That's not the question. The question is how many characters.
Oh,
I know you don't do spreadsheets.
So 50 per account. So one account has 3 accounts, and one account has 2 accounts. So
you can have 250 characters, or you can have 100 characters.
I can have 250 characters.
Oh my God! That's a serious alcoholic.
It is. I just got finished the weather quest. So I feel that is the hardest thing I ever.
You can have up to 250. How many do you have, like roughly?
Roughly, I probably have 200.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not there
bear
yet.
in mind that
yet.
2 of the counts, and I'm glad you brought this up, because you did give me a 60-day account. Or was it 90 days?
You can't buy 30 days anymore.
Okay.
You can only buy 60 days.
Yep.
So it is what it is.
You can buy 30 days. I buy 30 days.
Online.
Only in the U.S.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay. All right. So I want to shout out to you, because you put Anonymous, which is she's the head of Ctrl Alt WoW. No, Clan of Darknesses 2 on that account.
Yeah.
So, she's active. I only have 3 active at a time right now. I did activate all 5 for Classic, for the naming and everything, but right now 3 of them are active. So, yeah, there you go. All right.
I wish there was a way to gift on the Blizzard store, like to trade the token, but there isn't. You either have to hand over like a lot of gold. Like when it was 30 or 40,000 gold, it wasn't so bad.
Right.
But now it's 170,000 gold. It's a little bit more of an investment.
That's crazy. Yeah. All right. Good week.
I guess it's time for email now.
Email, folks?
Email. Email.
La data. You've got mail. Who's next? I'm addicted to you, baby.
Lovely little email. Our first email is from, and you guessed it, Kyle. And Kyle writes, "Hello, everyone. Here are my audios for this week. Our Blast from the Past explores a bit of episode 387. Enjoy." So it's really, and you know what? I love Kyle. I love the fact that he puts a Blast from the Past. But I really love it when he has his own week, because that means he got some time to play. So let's listen to Kyle's week.
Hello, everyone. Kyle here. School this year has been... It's been, let's just put it that way. It doesn't feel normal. For some reason, it seems extra stressful and more chaotic, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's me, if it's the students, it's the combination, if it's, I don't know. I just want to go back to normal, where it's just, I don't know. I can't even describe it right now. It's just weird right now. But hopefully after MEA break, which happens next week, hopefully that will be a nice reset for myself and for the students. That way we can get to that normal that I can't describe. Outside of school, I have been gaming. I haven't been doing any WoW because there's been a lot of new shininess that's been released over the past few weeks. I've been enthralled with Borderlands 3, so I've been doing a lot of that. And then on the Nintendo Switch, there's I saw a couple Twitch streamers playing Untitled Goose Game, and so I had to give it a try, and that's actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's just so simple and just so awesome. And then the Link's Awakening remake came out, so I've been dabbling with that. And then Dragon Quest XI came out, and of course it's an RPG, so I had to jump on that. And so yeah, I've had a lot of shininess to distract me away from WoW. I should be able to get it back to WoW sometime in the next couple weeks. In the meantime, I'm really relying on your sweet, sweet game time so that way I can live vicariously through you. I have been checking Reddit and just kind of peeking in online just to see what is going on, and maybe I'm not missing much right now. I don't know. I saw the video, the CGI cinematic of the two Horde leaders doing their thing, being purposely vague so as not to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it and doesn't want it spoiled. So I've been caught up on that end of the story. I don't know if there's more to it. I'm kind of meh. I mean, it's a thing. I want to see where it goes, and I'm impatiently waiting to see where it goes at this point, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's been my week. Hope you've all had a great one. Keep it up. Loving hearing you play, so that way I can pretend that I'm playing too. Until next time, bye.
I think I know what you mean, Kyle, about things not being normal. This has been a really weird period in everybody's time. But you're cheating on it. I mean, you're playing other things, and that's okay. Just for the record, things are kind of weird. Myself, you've probably already done the things that I'm doing now, and you're going to be okay when you come back and jump right in it. Don't you think, guys?
Oh, I can relate to you, Kyle. I'm playing Fortnite. I downloaded
Are you really?
that. I got a free trial for 7 days.
Oh, neat.
The problem is my video card is not designed to handle that kind of graphics. So
Right.
it's really, really warpy.
Right.
And it's 50 gigs for Fortnite. It's just as big as WoW is.
It is.
How could that be?
Well, because you're building stuff and you're doing stuff, and there's so much graphic.
No, I just run to the middle and die.
Right.
I don't kill anybody. I just sort of stand there. They build a wall and they wait for me to reload. As soon as I reload, I get killed one shot.
Guys, full stop.
It's rough. What?
Full stop.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just looking at something, and we need to talk about this.
Okay.
Oh, what's happening?
The forums apparently exploded.
Again?
Yes. Patch 8.3.0 PTR.
What?
Classic
Before
or
BlizzCon? Mind blown.
classic or WoW or retail?
There is no classic patch 8. Come
Okay,
on.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, introduction. New allied races.
Oh my God.
Oh yes, I saw that. One is a Nomoragate, is a robot kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
We are going to get the Mechanomes and the Volpera.
Not the Volpera.
Yes.
I knew those guys were going to make it into the game.
Yeah. So
smash keyboard, walk away.
Playable foxes and Mechanome races.
Horribly cute.
Yes, very cute.
Volpera dance. The Volpera dance is part of the What Does the Fox Say dance.
Wait a minute. There'll be a 75-part achievement linked to unlocking that race.
Oh. F you. I mean, all right.
So let's talk about it. This is going to take a while now.
Right. Okay. Sorry, Kyle, to jump in the middle of the segment.
In D&D, this would be the move where the boss decapitates everyone in the party and you can't res.
Right.
So, Volpera ratio.
Yeah.
Bag of tricks. Pull your chosen trick from the bag and use it on target enemy or ally. Whatever that is. Rummage your bag. Change your chosen tricks. Now, where did you put that? 5-second cast, 5-minute cooldown. Make a camp at this location. You can only be used outside. So that's maybe some Hearthstone thing, because return to camp returns you to camp. 10-second cast, 1 hour cooldown. So yeah.
Oh wait, before we go any further, we have to at least declare which race is which.
No, we don't.
Vulpir is Horde, of course.
Right. The Foxes are Horde, the Mechanomes are Alliance.
Yes, definitely.
I can be funny.
In your head. Reduces fire damage.
Blast from the past there.
Right. It
was. Fire resistance. Reduce fire damage taken by 1%. Knows for trouble. When you first take damage from an enemy, reduce the damage by 5% of your maximum health. Okay. And Vulpira survival kit. You have a chance to find an additional satchel of goods when you kill a humanoid. That's interesting. That's really interesting, depending upon what's in there. Yeah. How they scale it.
I'm confused. I don't mean to interrupt, but this is an update and not an expansion?
This is an update, yeah. This is patch 8.3, yeah. And they had to bring it out ahead of BlizzCon, because you can do the panels for 8.3 then, and then do the panels for 9.0 eventually. So that was
mind blown.
Mind blown. Mechanome ratios, combat analysis. You gather and analyze combat data every 5 seconds. Increases your primary stat by 50 at level 120. Stacks up to 8 times. The data decays while out of combat.
Mechanome warriors are going to be OP right from go.
If they can be warriors.
Oh yeah, they'll be warriors, because you're going to be able to double wield the wrenches. So if you're an engineer and a warrior, you can craft your own weapon. There'll be something in there for that.
Hyper-organic light organator. Summon organic light duplicates to distract your foes. 3-minute cooldown. Skeleton Pinky allows opening of locked chests and doors that requires a skill level of up to 600. So that's a built-in pick lock, okay? Mastercraft.
Sure.
You function as a personal blacksmith anvil, cooking fire, and mining forge. In addition, your limbs include every profession tool.
Oh, so you have a pickaxe.
So you have the Gnomish Swiss Army knife.
Yes, you have the Gnomish Swiss Army knife built into your arm.
Yeah. And you don't need anything. That's like a huge advantage for a bag space.
Bag space. Right.
You never need to go to a blacksmith anvil. You never need to go to a mining forge, because everything is built in.
Wow.
That's really, really big.
Wow, that is.
And then rearm. When you fall below 20%, heal for 20% of your max health. This effect can only occur once every 1.5 minutes.
Only.
Volpira can apparently be shaman because there are pictures of the totems, which they look nice.
Mechanical
Volpira
totem?
classes, here we go. Warrior, hunter, rogue, priest, shaman, mage, warlock, monk. And identical for Mechanome. So the warrior, there you have it, constructs.
But not a Death Knight.
No, you won't see any allied races be Death Knights or Demon Hunters. Another hyena for the Volpira. I like the hyena. I really do.
Oh, that's a ride?
I think so, yes.
A mount?
Or maybe
a pet. A hunter's pet.
No, it looks like it has a little like a canopy over it, over the seat on the hyena.
Mount?
Yeah. 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 To unlock this allied race, the Volpira, exalted with Voldunai, that's normal. Achieve secrets in the sand, that's the storyline.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, and that's basically, that's it. And then the Mechanomes.
So I'm never going to have one.
Exalted with Rustbolt resistance. That's a bitch. Because.
Can we say that?
Yes, we can. I just did.
It's PG-13.
Because Rustbolt resistance is
Mechagon.
It's Mechagon.
If you can fly, it's a whole lot easier.
And you need to do all the things in earn the achievement, the Mechagonian threat. So, and then heritage armor, of course. Need to level to 120 to get that. Wow. And you get a walker. Whoa. Get a mechanized version of a
old person's
the gnome things.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, that looks so awesome. The pictures. I must say the Blizzard has always been great on the visual side.
Right.
That's like absolutely awesome. So that's one aspect. The allied races. We're far away from being finished here, guys.
Yeah.
So let's see. The patch name is patch 9.3, Visions of Ensoth.
Oh, wait.
So...
Yeah, I don't want to give the spoiler away. I saw the cinematic in the LFR, and it's quite good.
You did? I didn't yet. But okay. So we get a whole bunch of new creatures.
Yeah.
Pets.
Pets, grabby pets.
What I can see here...
Toys?
I would imagine is that we finally get an alpaca mount. And we get another drake, a purpley drake.
Yeah.
Much like a twilight drake or something like that.
Yeah.
And we get a new version of the goblin, the Gallywix's robot thingy that you can get from the Who is it? Is it the raid? You get it from defeating not Thermoplug. What's his face?
King Mechagon?
No, the gnome leader. Mechatork.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get the Worgen heritage armor that they originally intended to come with the 8.2.5.
Oh.
You need to do any special mission for that, or just level to max?
Normal requirements. Level to max.
Yeah.
And then do the quest chain.
Oh.
And then we probably get the what's the opposite? Worgen and
goblins.
Was it goblin? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, goblins.
Goblins got a remodel along with the
yeah,
Worgens.
right, exactly. Yeah. So, but they don't have that ready yet, apparently, on the PTR. But that's okay. Eventually, once the game or once the patch gets released, sometime next year, early next year, I would imagine. Definitely after BlizzCon, because BlizzCon is going to be where they're going to present it in depth. So, and there are spoilers here, but I'm not going to talk about those, obviously.
Oh, good.
Let's see, where is the... we don't need to go through the class changes, the content. No, I don't think that we're going to go much further than that because much of it is spoilerish.
Right.
So, yeah. Yeah, but if you want to look, if you want to look at it, you can look at the MMO Champion. That's where I got it, or probably any other like Wowhead and stuff, and Reddit and whatnot. Probably if your favorite
source
YouTuber of choice, you can they are going to talk about it within the next couple of hours, I would imagine.
I know, it's been amazing.
So, yeah, I mean, it's Tuesday, so, or almost Tuesday, so it's been, I expected, honestly, I expected it to come out next week, because I knew that it would definitely come out before BlizzCon, like I mentioned, because you need a talking point.
Right.
So, but I didn't think that they would release the virtual ticket and the PTR in
the same day. I know.
They did tell us at BlizzCon last year that they're going to do more smaller patches, and whenever something's ready, they throw it in with the smaller patches.
Yeah, that's the 8.5. That's the 0.5. Yeah, right. Exactly. And but they said that way back already in Legion. But what I think that, if I remember correctly, they said something about, or someone said something about Blizzard apparently wanting to not let the time between the last content patch, as in 8.3, and the new expansion be as long as it was previously. So I can see that they are going to put in an 8.3.5 to stretch the content for the last leg of the expansion before they then eventually put out 9.0. But again, my prediction is far from what it's actually going to be. But yeah, so let's get back to Kyle's blast from the past, I think.
All right, well, let's listen to Kyle's blast from the past after all that excitement.
Also this week, I treated myself to a very belated birthday present. And I was checking the auction house and I saw this ethereal soul trader up for some ridiculously low price.
Oh my goodness.
Not that low, but
20,000?
low. Sorry?
20,000?
No, not as good as someone else did.
Oh, okay.
But it was about 31,000.
Oh,
now, normally I have seen them for six figures.
Yeah.
And prime time over 100K. Easy.
What?
You know? Yep. And I've been looking at some on the auction house and it's gradually come down. Now, I don't know whether it's the end, you know, it's the lull of the expansion or someone's just managed to have a few and they're putting it up. But I picked one up for about 31,000 and I was like, oh my God, this is so good. It's a level 25 pet. So they've already leveled it. So I was like, yay. So that was kind of cool. And so I've been, one of the things that the Ethereal Soul Trader does do is it vendors. You can vendor things, but you can also buy things from it. So when you've got it out and you kill mobs, it will give you these ethereal credits. Right. And these ethereal credits you can buy things with. So there's actually gear that you can buy. You know, it's only white gear.
But it converts you into an ethereal trader. It converts you into one of those ethereal things.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's really, really cool. So so that's what I've been doing.
How's the chat room doing?
They're doing good. They had some I guess the Magic Rooster Vandalin said the Magic Rooster was 400 to 800 on eBay.
Okay.
He says you're safe if you buy it from the auction house. Trade, not so much. Wingsta thought one that he was getting was a scam, but it was a level 8, not a level 1, and a level 90 player, so maybe it was okay. And Grin Rockham says he spent about $30 on Hearthstone cards.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And does he win a lot?
Do you win a lot, Grin?
Okay, Sigourney Weaver.
Exactly.
Oh, I have the one job.
Exactly. You have one job.
Waiting for Lag to maybe let us know.
Right, exactly. It's so cute. The Soul Trader is so adorable.
It is, isn't it? It's so cute.
Yeah, Lag must be bad because he doesn't answer.
Yeah.
Oh, he says he does.
Okay.
He does win a lot, so.
Oh, nice.
So maybe it is helpful. Or maybe he's just better than I am.
Yeah.
It would be hard to believe.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Heroes of the Storm. It's the
Heroes of the Storm beta. It's the is it called a MOBA? Is that what they're called?
Oh, it's a different.
It's like League of Legends. It's Blizzard's version of League of Legends.
Oh, okay.
I've in it too. I'm not real good at that kind of game. I've only played a little bit of the tutorial on it, but it looks like it's going to be pretty good, particularly if that's a style of game that you like.
So what style of game is it? I don't know League of Legends.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard as someone who doesn't play a lot to really explain, but it's kind of like not really StarCraft. You pick a hero and the other team has a hero and you get minions and you level up, but you only like level up and get new skills and stuff within that game. So each time you start a game, you're starting from scratch. And yeah, it's. I'm not real familiar with them, and I'm apparently really bad at it. Tower defense. Big G says it's like it's tower defense.
Okay. All right.
Well.
Yeah. See, I have no idea what tower defense means, but okay.
I'm thinking.
Well, you're trying to destroy their tower, and they're trying to destroy your tower, and you've got to kind of balance having people protecting yours while you're trying to get rid of theirs.
It sounds like it's maybe like a battleground.
It is a little bit like a battleground. Yeah, it is a little bit.
Okay.
From my
resources,
perspective,
it is.
it's resources and capturing things and destroying.
Okay, Grim says MOBA is like an RTS that focuses on single hero units and is PvP centric. Yes, that sounds right. It's a MOBA.
Oh, okay.
What's a MOBA? I don't know that one.
Well, I don't know what it stands for, but
okay.
The original MOBA, I believe, was a mod of StarCraft.
Maybe it's a multiplayer online battleground activity.
Battle arena or something, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Who knows? Yeah.
Could be.
Sounds good.
All righty.
Glad we worked that out.
Can you tell we're casual players?
Yeah. That's the name of our game.
Not even casual.
Right. We take casual to a whole new level.
Oh, look. Oh, you guys were close. Multiplayer online battle arena. So there you go.
There you go.
So close. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Kyle. That was so interesting. And they were right. They did a good description of what Heroes of the Storms is. You know, you're battling other people's towers while they're trying to battle yours. You know, I still have the Ethereal Trader, Soul Trader, and I wish it wasn't soulbound. I don't know what you could do, but now I have everything. Yeah. And it's like it's no point to take it out. I have all the rats, but they take up space. They're not. You
can't put them in void storage. You don't go in there.
Right. You can't do. Well, if you don't have them with you, you can't use them. I just put them in my bank because I'll never use them. But it was nice to get them. I enjoyed playing with it because it let me know when I killed something, and it would give me the ethereal credit. And at the time, it was like, 250 credits. I only need 200 and 500 more, and I can get this piece. And the worst part about it was that it didn't tell you what you already had. So you could go ahead and buy something that you already had.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you. It was nice hearing from Tidra and Rogueslayer and Lita. Our next email is from Rarebit, and Rarebit writes, "Hi, Aprillian, Constructs, and Grand Negus. Hope you all had a great week in and out of WoW. I've been playing mostly WoW Classic. Oh, one of you. My priest Rarebit is in the Clan of Darkness Guild on Pagel, is now level 25. She's going very slowly, but I'm enjoying the long and sometimes relaxing grind. Oh, that's what you're calling it. Relaxing. Oh, and a huge thank you to Grand Negus for making Rarebit her very first classic pet. Oh, a cute little mechanical squirrel. I don't know. Did I tell you thank you? Because I love the little squirrel. It's really cute. Haven't played much on retail WoW, although I did start the quest line for the bee. For the bee.
Mm-hmm. For the bee mount, yeah.
Oh, the bee mount. Okay, guys. Outside of WoW, things have been a bit busy IRL. I've been training for a 10K race coming up in 2 weeks' time. Great job, Rarebit. I certainly don't expect to win it, but just to finish in under an hour would be nice. It's also been very hot here, although it is nearly summer again, and I've been enjoying listening to Control Alt WoW and Corpse Run radio podcasts on my long, hot training runs. Keep up the good work. Oh, is he in Australia?
Mm-hmm. He's in Australia. Yeah.
Okay, keep up the great work. Looking forward to BlizzCon 2. Although I won't be able to go there in person, we'll get the virtual ticket and be awake at about 4 a.m. Australian time to watch it. Oh, there we go. Anyways, that's all for me. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Rarebit. Good luck on your 10K. My best 10K I did in 54 minutes, but it was in pouring rain. So good luck, and I'm very proud of you. And thanks for writing in. We really appreciate it. All right, now's the time I get to play this.
We're Clan of Darkness here together. What's in an egg that we can't weather? Apocalypse. We've all been there. The same old boss. Why should we care? We're Clan of Darkness here together. What's in an egg that we can't weather? There's nothing that we can't face. Except for bunnies.
An update on Rarebit. She's our top leveler in Clan of Darkness on the Horde side on Pago. She's level 25 at the moment.
Awesome.
Yay.
And let's hear the rest of what's going on in Clans of Darknesses.
Yeah.
And
because we don't have the achievements like we do in retail in Classic, I did the achievements a little different this week.
Okay.
I went and I collected. We only have one max level this week.
We have a max level? That would be Mata.
That's MS Take.
Okay.
MS Take. If last week we missed a few, I'm sorry about that. I was having a moment of suck after being too tired. I will do better next time.
Okay, don't worry.
On Classic, we have the following people in both Horde and Alliance. So on Ctrl-Alt-WoW, on Alliance side, we had 10 members. I posted the list of names on our webpage, which you can find at Ctrl-Alt-WoW.com.
Mm.
The list goes as this: Aprilia, Beta, Dapril, Bator, Vapril are level 1. Brilliant, Bernadette, Pocahontas are level 6. Bodhi and Prillian are level 7. And we don't just have the first 10 members on the Alliance side. So if you want to join us, ping one of our people and we'll send you an invite.
You can do a search for Clan of Darkness if we're on, or you can email one of us, in-game mail one of us.
Yeah, we're a podcasting guild, so we'll read your submission on the show, just like we did Rarebit's submission. And I whispered Rarebit that her email was just read.
Mm.
On Clan of Darkness Guild Horde side on Pago, we have Classic KM Peck, Matasham level 1. We have Deepril level 3. We have Sueda. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Level 4.
Mm.
We have Matarita, Matasham, Aruk, and Poons level 6. We have Shilar, Tia, April with a Y, Poons with a Z level 7. We have Aprillian level 9. We have Matterhorn with 2R level 12. We have Matterhorn with 2 N's level 13. We have Matarosa level 16. We have in second position Trelane level 22 working hard for max level. Yeah. And at level 25 we have Rarebit, which email you've just heard on the show. Mm-hmm. And she is our top leveler at the moment. Congrats.
Awesome. All right, guys. It's been a great show. Thanks, everybody. Oh, go ahead.
And I wanted to mention, I just boosted my rogue, which was level 61. I dropped herbing. I picked up engineering. Professions don't get boosted, but there's a catch-up mechanisms in the last 3 expansions. So I'll no doubt catch her up real quick. I can't learn fishing until I train for it. So I have to go to Zandalar to train for Culture and Fishing. And then I can use my books, so I don't have to mail them back. You get Netherweave. No, not Netherweave. You get Ember Silk bags, 22 slots. You get 4 of those. And you get the flying. artisan flying, which saves you 4,000 gold, so you can fly at 280 speed. And if you're on the resource poor server, at that point, you have all your catch-up mechanisms. You can just farm and put your own mats on the auction house. And and everything that was in your bags gets mailed back to you. And your Wii buff, Wii buff, if you have the Wii buff on when you boost, when you come off the boost, you still have the Wii buff for an hour.
Oh, nice.
So you can go jump right into questing. Unfortunately, if you boost to 110, you have to do the quest line. You're forced to do the scenario for Battle for Azeroth. You do not have an option. You cannot skip. Because during that scenario, you get your skills handed back to you one by one.
Awesome.
That's it for our levelers.
All right, so we are going to be recording next Monday, same time, 8 p.m. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys. This is Aprillian for the Night Fallen.
This is Constructs for the Rogues.
This has been Grand Nagus, Rule of Acquisition, number 19. Satisfaction is not guaranteed. Well, maybe if you wanted to play Valkyrie, it is. But I don't know.
I don't know.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Good show. All right, I'm going to try to get this out tonight. Bye, chat room.
I have to go to sleep for a few hours.